Hello, everybody. This is Paula Ward, aka Tutu Fit Mama. I am coming to you today to talk about sports. Now, I know yesterday I talked about tryouts, and not every team has tryouts, and I know some people not understand why I'm talking about that now. In the fall, most travel teams for club teams for baseball start out with tryouts, and we do this for a couple of reasons. So we are part of the Amateur Athletic Union. You'll hear AAU, and it's for many sports. It was basically created, I think, in the 1800s. They basically organized a lot of the national championships. They also helped for the Olympics for a while. And now they've branched out to do other things. They do have like a national tournament down in ESPN, and they do some other sports, and I don't believe they have anything to do particularly with the Olympics anymore. But we started doing AAU in the a couple years ago because Peter wanted to do a more competitive baseball. It's hard. We come from a town of, I think it's like 4,500 kids. We've had a lot of kids go into other sports now. We've now got lacrosse, hockey, and everything else that competes with us. So when we used to have like 900 kids in baseball, we now have a couple hundred, leaving usually one team for each age. So when I initially went in it, we went it thinking because he wanted to do more games and more competition. But what I actually learned is what AU is doing for my son is basically teaching him the fundamentals of baseball. It's hard when you have town leagues, and not all towns. You have dads teaching the kids, and not all of them maybe have played baseball. We've been very fortunate to have great dads really teaching my son. And some of these dads have been involved in AAU so that they know how to run practices, how to teach the fundamentals of baseball, and not every town has that. I have friends, Joe Jenny, that I've been talking to, different people in other towns that they run, and even in Worcester, they run their little leagues and their town balls like AAU, so they don't need that supplemental baseball. Where in my town, if Peter wants to go further, he's going to need a little bit more baseball training. So this is where I ended up going into the AAU section of baseball. Hello, Miss Christine. So what to look at when choosing an AAU? There are so many out there. I've looked kind of like anytime you go play a team, I always research what they offer, how much it costs, what are the benefits, what the coaches do. There are some great ball clubs out there. There are some that are just there for your money. So you need to, as parents, you are paying money for this, and they're your kids. Look at who is going to be teaching your kids and what they're offering, because you're not going to get the same amount of coaching from each AAU. There are tons in New England. There's tons all over the country. And as parents and as consumers, you need to see what they're going to offer for your kids. Each AAU should have a mission statement, what they're going to do for your child, and it shouldn't just be playing games. It shouldn't just be winning games. It needs to be developing your kid, and not just in baseball as a whole. The one thing that has benefited Peter over the last year or two with AAU has been the leadership aspect of it. I've seen a different kid come, just in how he deals with people, how he deals with other players. I watched him yesterday at tryouts. We had younger kids playing with the older kids, and they were encouraging each other. They were being there for each other. And that's what I want to see, because that's what's going to help them in life. Hitting baseball may not, let's be honest, how many kids actually make it to college. But what's going to help him later on in life is going to be that leadership aspect that he is getting from the AU that we have signed up for. Time commitment. It can be anything for us. It was about 3 hours during the week and 5 hours on 1 or 2 days on the weekend. So you have to understand that competitive baseball, there's usually double games on the weekends. If you've got somebody that's kind of keeping a lookout for your kids, maybe it will only be 1 day of double games. It's hard to do 2 days of double. We only do it during weather. So look at the time commitment and what's going to be going on. They cost anything. Some of them are, I've seen $1,000 up to a couple thousand, up to crazy amounts of money. So look at that and what you're getting for that. I don't mind paying it if I know that I'm getting value for my money. And it's like anything. It's like getting your hair cut, buying your car. You're willing to pay a little bit more knowing you're getting value for your children. Coaches. Who's teaching your coaches? How they interact with the kids? Are they encouraging? Do they Do they not just look at the talented kids, but kids that have potential, kids that are excited to be there, kids that will, and you can tell this just by watching them in tryouts, who the players are, basically where the kids are coming from, who's playing, are they just elite players, how the teams are made up, and basically team size too. I know some of our teams we've played have been huge, and I think the kids spend a lot of time sitting on the bench. You kind of look at middle of the road. The team we've been involved with has been running about, I think it was 13 or 14. We do have alternate options too. So you really need to not just do AAU because you think your child is going to become a better, a college star. For us, it was more. He wanted more. He wanted more playing time. He wanted the competitive, and we liked the team. We liked the team culture, and that's not just the kids and the coaches. It was the families that were there. We actually developed like a team culture, and it was fun to be around them. I enjoy hanging. I actually kind of miss them. I miss, that not everybody's going to be there this year because we've been together for 2 years. So, and the biggest thing for me, I find, is look and try out with the different teams. Don't just pick one. Don't. Each of them have tryouts. They're usually like not that expensive to try out, and see if it's a fit for you. What might be a perfectly great AAU may not work for your child, and that's okay. You should have the chance to try this or try that, and literally choose what works for you and your family and what works for your child. Some child may not go for the really intense coach. Some kids may be driven by that. So, don't make a final decision by just going to one and saying either A, this doesn't work for me, or B, this is the greatest AAU ever. I would say try different ones. When your kid goes to play teams or tournaments, look at the other ball clubs and what they offer and how they run things. Maybe it can make yours better. So that's my input for today, and why I chose AAU. For us, it was a ball club that really took an interest in my whole child and developing them and seeing his passion for baseball, not just that he was the best player on the team, and just how the coaches treat him and how everybody interacts. And also the facilities too, like I said, you want to look at what you're paying and what you're getting. And I feel that, what I chose was good value for my child. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions about AAU sports or specifically baseball, because that's what we do, please send me a message, and I hope this helps you and your family live your best life. Thank you.